This has been a pretty great week. I'd say like my bad was barely making it to a bathroom at one point.
My mom, she drilled it in me that every time I did later in life date someone, that was a non-negotiable. We were not having sex until marriage.
I had my first boyfriend in high school, specifically in grade 9, because I was that girl that I thought I was so grown at such an early age. You didn't hear that? Welcome to Mama and Her, the podcast.
A space for mature mothers and women navigating the exciting journey of motherhood after 35.
I'm Kayla.
And I'm Shannon.
Your new mom friends inviting you into conversation to help you thrive in your mom era.
We celebrate all the incredible layers that make you, you. Before mom, there was and still is so much more to you.
We're here to remind our community that you are still that girl.
Welcome back to another episode of Mama and Her, where motherhood, faith, and community meet. We're so glad you made it back here. I'm Shannon.
And I'm Kayla. And whether you are driving right now or maybe chasing after your little one or you're winding down, we are so glad that you're doing it with us. So welcome. And let's just get straight into it. We're going to dive right in. Today's episode, we are talking all things love, dating, and finding the one. Dun, dun, dun. So before we get into the episode, we always got to do our check-in. So good, bad, ugly. Shan, how are you doing?
Great. I have, for those of you who don't know, and I think I've mentioned a few times, I did fully rupture my Achilles May 2024.
I was there.
And Kayla was literally right there on the other team. However, and no, she did not cross me over or do anything.
Or did I? No, I
There's
didn't.
video footage. She did not. But she was there. Thank goodness for that. But I did rupture it fully. It was very devastating injury, but I made it, and I am close to my 1-year anniversary, and I am fully sprinting and running.
Yeah, you are.
And it feels good. And honestly, if you were to tell me I was able to do this at this point in time, I'd be like, there's no way. Because that's how crazy it is mentally for you when you do something like this. As you know, you've injured yourself.
Yeah, I tore my ACL, but that's different.
Yeah,
like I put ACL and Achilles are two different categories.
I will probably say I did not tear my ACL, but I have done knee surgery, tears meniscus. It's not on the same level. Not that we're trying to compete with injury.
No, but also too context, right? Like you did this in your 40s. You did this after two children. You did this while having to mother 2 kids, work, all the things. Like to rehab while you're a busy mom is not easy. And yes, I still remember the day like it was yesterday.
Oh, we have a reel. We actually have a reel about it.
We do have a reel. We should post. We'll post it on our Instagram. But yeah, that day, like it was yesterday in the ER, to now seeing you just thriving, jogging, running, doing all the things, pivoting, like acting normal. Like I forget you even did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did that.
Thank you. With the help of like obviously a huge medical team, prayer, good nutrition, good supplementation. I worked really hard too, like physio wise. Like I really, obviously as an athlete, I was like, I have to retrain my body, and I'm planning on being stronger than I have been for a very long time. So it kind of just, it's just very motivational. I'm just telling you, if you do get injured, just don't let it just make you feel down for too long.
Especially at our age.
Because
it's different from in our 20s.
For the rest of your life. And I was not having that. So what about you? What is something good you want to share?
My good? What is my good?
There's so much. There is.
Why is it? It's always so hard to pick one.
I know.
Good. You know what? I would say my good is just finding my rhythm, my flow. Right now that we're in a couple months into this new year, I wasn't sure how long it was going to take, but just in this new season of being an entrepreneur, working for myself, creating my own schedule now, I finally feel like I am on top of things. Like I'm finding my groove. And it feels nice.
So basically Kayla got her groove back?
Not all the way yet. No, just kidding.
Well, we'll see. Listen.
That's a perfect segue into today's episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I'm just finding a rhythm of life right now, and which I like. Good. So I'd say that's my good. What was your bad or ugly?
There are really great people in this world, but there's also
There are some turds. You can say it.
turds. I was going to use a different word, but we'll go with turd. So I'm sure many of you as moms or anyone who uses Facebook Marketplace, it has turned into like a cesspool of scammers. And I'm so naive. And when you pull on my heartstrings, I'm going to like believe what you say to me.
Okay. See, and that's why you have me as your friend, because I have to balance you out. If you tell me the story, I'll be like, Shannon, girl.
There were signs. Yeah.
Of course there were signs.
I know.
But okay, sorry. Let me go ahead.
I posted something. It was been on there for a long time. I'm gonna say they were sneakers. Okay. I'm a sneakerhead, but I don't sell them. I don't resell. Anyways, they're beautiful. They don't fit me because my feet got bigger during pregnancy. And listen, I need some money back because.
Yeah, they're brand new. You're looking at a whole new closet or a whole closet that you can't touch.
No,
you might as well.
And I wanted to find someone who genuinely would be happy to have them, because some people can't afford, Jordans or nice shoes. They can't. They're expensive.
Yeah.
So basically,
and these ones you barely used
once, and I posted them. I didn't check to see what the resale was because I posted them a year ago, and when I did post them a year ago, the resale was high, but I just didn't have the time to go through the whole website, the other way to do that, the selling shoes. Sneaker people are just gonna be like, I'm not even gonna tell you what they were because I don't want to feel bad about this. So basically, this guy's like, oh, I want to buy them for my niece. I was like, oh, that's so sweet, for her birthday, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, he comes and he's trying to like lowball me. I sent my husband down to meet him.
That part I'm glad you did.
Yeah, because I don't trust people. But the guy tried to like lowball me at least like $100 less. And I said, no. And then I sold them for like very cheap, even though he didn't pay what he was trying to pay. Then this man sends me a screenshot of how much he's going to sell them for on the sneaker resale site. And when I tell you, his profit is large. But the fact that this guy took the time to screen and send it to me, basically said, hey. So I tried to respond because my heart dropped a bit. Because I was like, I could have used that money. This little twerp, what is that? Twerp's appropriate, right?
What is this, 1999? Twerp?
Listen, there's other words I want to say, but I can't.
This turd, what did he do? He blocked you.
He blocked me.
Of course
I was like, why would you do that? That's what I wrote, and then it didn't go through.
Because you got, Shan.
Yeah, I got. Yeah. And those shoes are floating in the sneaker universe and
not on some niece's feet.
Well, anyways, I was reminded that, he will have to face consequences later in his life. He will have to face what he did. But anyways, I got what I got. But I just didn't like the fact that this is how old are you?
Well, how old was he? Was he a teen?
He was younger-ish, but whatever.
Okay.
Your mama didn't raise you right, but whatever.
Okay.
What about you?
My bad. You know what? Honestly, this has been a pretty great week. I'd say like my bad was barely making it to a bathroom. At one point.
Oh my God.
Wait, I had to exit. I had to exit and I had to find a plaza.
Listen,
and then I went to a plaza and then they were like, no, sorry, we don't have bathrooms
Who does
for you.
that?
Yeah. And then I went to the next store, and it was a gym. I'm not going to say who. I was on the phone with you. And then I get in. I'm like, listen, hi, I'm not a member here. I just need to really use your bathroom. This woman, girl code.
And it was a woman.
Girl code, right?
Out of all people.
Like, I'm a girl's girl. If the roles were reversed, I'd be like, you don't even have to say anything. It's right. It's around the corner.
Yeah, because she doesn't know what your situation is.
She looked me dead in my face and was like, no, we don't have.
I heard
bathroom.
her.
Yeah,
she's like, could you just use the Longos? Is she
that? Exactly. She pointed me down to the grocery store, and I was like, "Girl, are you?" And at this point, I'm like, "Listen, one cough is." So then this guy hears me. I think he was another employee, and he's like, "Miss," he was like, "It's around the corner." And then I looked at her, and I'm like, "Thank you." As I proceed to make my way to the toilet. And I get it.
She might have been young or she's worried about her job.
No, she was not.
Come on.
No, she was not.
Maybe you look like you're going to go in there and...
What? In my, it's like minus 30 right now. In my what? In my huge... Listen. With my boots and my huge jacket on, I'm going to take all that off and like squeeze in a workout there. No, it's not that serious. No. She could have been a girl's girl. She wasn't. It's okay. It's fine.
Worst case, she could have escorted you there and just walked you there to make sure,
Listen, the point is...
God bless that guy.
God bless that guy, and... I don't know if Depends wants to sponsor the show.
Listen.
Just kidding.
You listen, when I tell you, I always wear extra protection just in case. What kind of commercial is this?
Not that kind of protection.
Anyways,
you never know.
You never know. You could listen. If I have if I sneeze, if I have to sprint suddenly, and my bladder's.
Okay. All right. We are going to segue into what this episode is all about
We
today.
didn't do our God wink. Oh, girlfriend.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, quickly.
Okay, quick God wink, go.
Okay, so for me, I'm a words of affirmation girl. So I was, certain times I question certain things about my teaching career, and as an educator, have I made a difference? And, when I feel like this, I get messages from former students randomly who are in their 20s or 30s, and they just remind me that I changed their lives. So, I got a screenshot from someone special from some students who were playing in a basketball league together. They're still friends.
Okay.
They're older. They're in their 20s.
Aww.
And they were like basically saying how I was the reason why they became fit and active and they love basketball. And they just to know that I was that influence, especially in a young man's life, it's such an honor. So if I do end up not ending back in the classroom at some point or ever, I just feel like I did great.
You did good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's pretty interesting that one of my best friends ended up being a teacher, because I remember thinking as a student, do teachers have lives? Do teachers have friends? Like, who are they outside of the classroom? And you're obviously a whole person outside of the classroom, but you made that impact, is my point. And I have that teacher in my mind. And so you're that person. Like, for me, it was, you're that to someone else.
Yes.
That's pretty darn cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'd say my God wink, I shared this on my stories a while back, that in this new season, I'm going for just new opportunities, things outside of my comfort zone. And so I had shared that I had went for an audition for a commercial. And it fell into my lap, and I said, listen, if I get it, great. If I don't, it's okay, because it's just all part of the journey. So I actually didn't get it. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, it is what it is. And a few weeks later, I ended up getting another audition. Now, this one, I'm not going to lie, I contemplate. I'm like, should I? I didn't get the last one, right? And I felt good about that one. So I remember I sent in my application, my audition tape, and just didn't think anything of it. Wouldn't you know, your girl got the commercial.
Okay.
And so for me, I think that was just such a God wink, and maybe it'll serve as a reminder to anyone listening out there that, like, if you are on the fence about going for something, just do it. I'm so glad we got that little wink, because
it's a wink. It's our God wink.
It's our God wink.
For our first quarter being done. Oh my gosh.
This is so perfect. So we had a lot of feedback from all of you in our community that you love when our quarters come to an end. So we wanted to incorporate that to keep us honest.
Yeah.
And to also just
to keep like the sporty vibe, but also to just so you mentally know when things pause and whatnot. So.
Exactly. So with that being said, that's a great way to end the first quarter, and we will be right back in quarter two. Stay with us. You're watching Mama and Her. Welcome back to Mama and Her. Today's topic, we are talking all things dating and finding the one. I am Kayla. She is Shannon. And all right, quarter two underway. So I guess if we're going to be talking dating, we might as well. Shan wrote, let's drop our dating resume. I was like, okay.
Listen, mine is pretty empty.
I definitely think mine has a good share of its ups and downs.
Okay.
When it comes to dating, honestly, started way too early.
Okay.
I had my first boyfriend in high school, specifically in grade 9, because I was that girl that I thought I was so grown at such an early age. I grew up very fast.
You had to, yeah.
And I remember entering high school, getting out of that early awkward puberty stage, and then entering, I was the tallest girl in elementary, like felt just so awkward in elementary and middle school. And then I got to high school, and then all of a sudden I was around older boys who I got their attention. And so then I was dating someone way older. I remember, like, he was in grade 12, I was in grade 9. Yeah. And so I look back at that, and Oh gosh, like I don't want to say that there's regret, but I just feel a bit sad for like the younger version of me. Lost my virginity very young because I felt like, or at least I thought I had to give my body as a way to show that like that was love, when in reality that was so far from the truth.
Yeah.
But I didn't know any better back then. And I didn't have anyone in my life at the time to be like, this is very important. This is sacred. You hold on to this. You don't do that. I was just told, don't get pregnant, don't have a kid.
Right.
That's it. Not why.
The why.
And how it's important and how you're precious and how you are.
Soul ties and all that stuff.
Yeah. So that was my introduction to dating, honestly. And then from there, I stayed clear of guys. I was very focused at one point, especially during my high school years with sports school, right? Wanting to get that volleyball scholarship. And I did that. And then, you fast forward in life, like when I got to college, I dated a few guys, and they were always athletes.
I was going to say, were they athletes?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, naturally, right? Like being an athlete yourself, like you just, I think that, at least for me, like that's what I was attracted to.
Same.
And yeah, I think I guess you could call him a college sweetheart. I had one. And I think that was the first time I felt like, oh, I'm going to marry this guy. But in the end, like that didn't happen. And that's fine. We just weren't right for each other. And then that sort of, you fast forward in life, like I was in my 20s. That's when I was jumping around like all over the place as far as playing volleyball. Like I was in the Philippines, I was in Jamaica, I was overseas in Europe for a little bit, and then I came back. And
did you casually date during that time or no?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. Here and there, but not. Well, I guess that is the definition.
That would be casually
I guess that is the definition of casual
dating.
Yeah, and then when it came to my previous marriage, we met in 2016. We started dating in 2018. We were engaged by 2019.
Yeah, it happened fast.
We married in 2021, had Kennedy in 2022, and then we separated in 2023.
That's a crazy timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially like when I wrote that down, I was like, wow, I can't even believe that all of that has passed.
Yeah.
And it just, yeah. And then I find myself now as a single mom over the last 2 years, quite honestly, as I've been going through this separation and adapting to this new life, I've had zero interest or desire to date.
Yeah. There's so much more to try to figure out. And
right. There's been just way more on my priority list.
Yeah. And plus you have Kennedy to consider. Whoever
Big
you bring
time.
into your life is going to maybe eventually be in her life.
Not maybe.
Well, depending how far they get is what I'm saying.
Right.
Because they have to earn that. I'm assuming the right to be in her presence.
For sure. But even outside of just the dating part of it, like these last 2 years, I needed to heal myself.
Yeah.
I had to, with a combination of my faith in God, family and friends, therapy, church, I had to heal from what I went through. And I think, for me too, the unfortunate reality, and I know that a lot of women can relate to this, is my first relationship as a teenager and my first marriage both ended in infidelity.
Oh.
And I think that's something I've had to really work through as a woman, especially now as I am in this, I guess, hiatus chapter of my life where I'm not dating anyone. And I want to make sure that when I am ready, when I do feel the timing is right, that I want those broken pieces of myself to be fully and wholly healed. Because I do believe that healthy love exists.
Yes. And your future partner deserves that. And you deserve that. And Kennedy deserves that.
Exactly.
And there's no time to self-sabotage or to work through that while you're in that relationship too.
And quite frankly, I haven't felt the rush.
Well, yeah. There's nothing to have to rush because you have so much time.
Yeah. And I think, honestly, in this season, I've become very content.
That's really
in this
beautiful.
Healing.
Also, instead of filling your life with somebody, a human or a person, you're filling your life with God and God's love and word. And that that is just going to make you such an amazing person and partner and mother when you decide to, or when you meet your person and start to date. So I think that's such a great thing. And it's so easy to fall into something, to feel comfort, to feel love, to feel seen.
And when I've seen it in other people, when they make that decision, I can't fault them. I get it.
No, it's a vulnerability thing.
Yeah. And it is very difficult to choose a uncommon path of, okay, I'm going to just sit with myself. I'm going to sit with God. I'm going to sit in this isolation, and I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to heal. I'm going to address things inside that are not.
That comes with maturity too, right? I don't know. You never know. Like if this happened when you were a little bit younger, you know, how you would have reacted. Plus, you're a mom now.
Right.
So I commend you. But yeah, it's so easy just to like have something to fill a void, whether it's whatever it is.
Exactly. But in this case, as far as, you know, with relationships.
Yeah.
So that would be my resume, girl.
Girl, that's not bad. I mean, it's pretty,
I told you, it's had its ups and downs, that's for sure. But and that's another thing too, like we bring two very different perspectives. So let's talk about yours.
Okay, well, I'll be honest. I had no interest in boys for a very long time because people would say I was an ugly duckling, and there was literally no attention given to me for a very long time. Well, first of all, I felt out of place due to the fact that I am of mixed race and I grew up in a very white town. So I didn't feel like I knew who I was. So, but I was also like, my curly hair was like, it just wasn't.
The beauty standards weren't in your favor.
No. And, you know, I figured it out later, but I was so focused on sports and extracurriculars that I literally was just laser focused. And it just, even if I was interested in boys or there were boys interested in me, which I don't think there were at that time, it was like, I got to go to practice. So I'm so grateful for sports because I feel like if I didn't, maybe I would have, there were friends like doing drugs, being sexually active, especially in middle school, that I was just like, what? Like, I don't have time for this. So I'm grateful for that. Also, I'm going to say that my mom, she drilled it in me that every time I did later in life date someone, that was a non-negotiable. We were not having sex until marriage. And it was like, I stood firm on that for a very long time, into my 20s. And it was because she told me how sacred my body was and how God created me for someone's my future husband and whatnot. And that not anyone can just come into this space and occupy it. Yeah. And she did talk about the consequences, pregnancy. She didn't touch on STDs or eyes or whatever, but she just talked about how bringing someone into your world and into your intimate space, it can take a piece of you. It literally scared them. I was scared. I was like, it was such a beautiful, and I wish I could tell her because I never did.
Because it wasn't from fear.
It wasn't.
It was, listen, I'm trying to,
respect.
I'm sharing wisdom that is beyond your years, that trust me, when you get older, you will appreciate.
So she waited till she was married. So my dad was her one and only partner. Wow. I know. Beautiful, right? In grade 8, I did start playing basketball at a pretty high level, and I did meet someone who, a boy who was just very much like me. We became best friends. So he was my first love. Like I called it a puppy love. He lived in Scarborough, and I lived in Aurora, and it was just so sweet. Like we'd write letters. He'd take the bus to Aurora. My parents actually let him sleep over on the couch. Like it was just because we were best friends. Yeah. But he had called him my boyfriend. But literally, it was just like very innocent, holding hands, kissing on the cheek, playing ball until till the moon came out. So it was the best first relationship I had, and it taught me respect. He never tried to step over a boundary, right? Even though he might have wanted to be intimate and actually maybe cross that line with me, I just told him no, and he respected it. It was long distance, so obviously it just ended. I was sad, but I just knew that wasn't the right. I figured if we were supposed to be married, we'll meet each other again later in life. It didn't happen. And then I went to university, didn't date anyone after that because I was with him for my whole high school. But like my whole high school years, but we never saw each other. So I was basically single. But I was so focused on sports and whatnot. And then, university. Oh my gosh. Being naive is a problem. And I feel like that is the one thing I wish I was more prepared on, like in terms of my mother being real about, like, men are going to try to approach you. Cause now my ugly duckling stage is gone. It's fading away. It's fading. And I've come into myself. She's cute. She's cute. And I was very confident, and I embraced my culture and who I was. And now I'm like going to a university where people look like me, and I'm surrounded by my people. So yeah, anyways, I met someone who I thought would have been my husband, first love. I lost my virginity to him. That was, I do regret that completely. That was more so like I don't know, when you think you're in love with someone, like you think that equates to sex, and that is just not the case.
Especially if you're not taught the difference.
Which I think my mom missed that little tidbit, and I don't blame her. She did great, because I was 20 something, and it was a sacred thing for me. But then obviously, as our relationship went on, it was not healthy. He wasn't who I wanted to be with, but it was an unhealthy relationship for many years, 4 years at university. And I wish there were guys at university I wish I dated who really liked me, but I was very, very, very loyal to this person.
Sure.
And he used and abused that, and I learned the hard way. I had my heart broken. I had to go to therapy it was horrible. My mom had to literally lift me off the floor. But again, so many lessons learned. God protected me through the whole thing.
Right.
Thank God. Thank you, God.
And then that ultimately led.
Yeah. And then, a year I'm taking off. I'm like, I am not talking to nobody. And then Paul walks into the gym. I'm like, so that's my dating resume. I literally did not date. So I'm going to be living my dating life through you now. Cause
well, wait a second.
What?
I mean, slow your horses.
Well, listen, I just am excited for this chapter for you, because it's just exciting. I mean, it's like you're reliving a chapter of your life that you might not have be able, not to say like you're excited about this because of what happened, but like this is exciting. It's going to be really exciting for me, especially from the outside. Okay, so we're going to talk about the dating world then versus now quickly, because it's different, right? So I met Paul in a gym. I met all my people through sports or at the gym. I do not recommend meeting someone at the gym nowadays, because
not in 2025.
The gym is a wild, wild west out there. Like, wow, I've heard some really bad stories. It's crazy. So, I mean, back then I felt like there was men wanting to court you, date you, treat you. You weren't as accessible, so there was no like creeping, because social media. It wasn't as fake and fast from my experiences. But again, like I dated, this is like a long time ago. I feel like now there's like scams, the catfishing, like the expectations of being physical, like as soon as you meet the person.
Well, the apps that are literally geared to that.
Part of me was like, I just want to see the app. I don't know. Can I swipe? Anyways. Can you get the app so I can swipe for you? Oh, but we'll just pretend. Okay.
No.
Anyways, because now you're in both worlds. So what do you think?
I mean, I think to your point, I think it is a bit exciting that I can at least say I'm at the point where perhaps this is the year I'm open.
Okay.
I'm open to dating, or to at least, whatever God has for me in that, realm. But I know me, and I know that there are just some things that just because now I have to get back out there and date in 2025 that I'm going to do, i.e. apps. I've never had, so similar to you, I've always met my, partners in person in one way, shape, or form, whether it be through sports or like an encounter or an introduction by somebody, whatever the case is. But I've never, ever downloaded a dating app. I don't even, so you're like, can you swipe? I don't even know what they look like.
I don't feel like you might need an app, because I feel like apps, from what I heard, is for people who aren't social, who maybe don't go out a lot.
Yeah, but I'm not all that social.
I feel like you're out on the streets all the time.
First of all, no, I'm not. I'm not in these streets, nor do I have any desire to be in these streets. And that's the problem. And so, but
you can meet your man at a grocery store.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. I was like, listen, God, I'm not downloading these apps. I don't care if it's 2025. I'm old school in that way. So that's not happening. So, I mean, I have a routine, right? Like I'm a mom. I'm an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I work out. I go to the grocery. I do things, but like I'm not just out in spaces where.
But you can also meet your man at church.
Yeah.
Or
absolutely,
I mean, friends who have a friend. I feel like that is a big thing. You know.
Yeah.
Referrals.
But overall, when it comes to everything I have heard from just listening to friends, colleagues, whoever talk and describe the apps, it sounds ghetto.
It does. So we're gonna stay. I do know two people that met their husbands off that.
I know a few success stories, but
they're before getting to that person, it was
rough.
It was therapy was needed. Okay, so before we wrap up this quarter, you are entering, like we said, this new stage of dating. Mm-hmm. So I'm calling this like, how are you going to learn to date again? You know and just tell me how you're going to navigate that as a new, new in the dating world, a single mom. Mm-hmm. You've been there, done that. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do?
I think first I had to shift my perspective because there are many times where the thought of like, I can't even believe I'm here.
Yeah, I've heard
crosses my mind, right? Because which really still stems back from the idea of any person, I will say guy or girl, that gets married, never expects divorce or just plans for it, right? So then the fact that I'm like, I can't even believe I'm here, potentially entering dating again.
Yeah.
You know, because I never thought I would even be here. Yeah. So I've had to shift that focus of, okay, but you are. And so now what? Yeah. Right? So there's that. And honestly, that's part of the reason why I said I'm not in any rush, because when I do, when I say yes, I want to genuinely be open. I do not want to let the experiences that I have gone through harden my heart, give me a jaded perspective, and make overarching assumptions.
Yes,
for all men.
Yeah, you can't.
Because I genuinely do believe there are good men out there.
Yeah,
that there are, and like I said, I said it before. I'll say it again. I believe that healthy love exists.
Yes,
and
your person is out there. Do you believe that there's more than one person for you?
Yeah. So I actually just had this conversation with a friend. Do you believe in a soulmate, or do you believe that is there just one, or can there be multiple? I think there can be multiple.
Yeah, same. I do.
Yeah. Well, on that note, that wraps up quarter two. We might as well end there.
Yeah, we might as well.
Say that's a good ending spot. So we are going to take a quick break, but coming up in our third quarter of the show, in the second half, a lot of you know the show on YouTube when it comes to those red balloons. We are going to take our spin on it here at Mama and Her. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the third quarter.
All right. So in talking about love and dating again and all things, listen, you guys out there, you know the show, what the balloons represent. So we decided at Mama and Her to kind of do what would make us pop our balloon edition, Kayla and Shannon edition.
Yes.
Now, obviously, for context, Shannon is happily married. However,
yes,
we're going to pretend as if you were single again.
Yes.
And whereas since I am single,
I want to play this with you. This is fun.
Yes. So we're going to bring in our trusty social media manager, Miss Malaika. And Malaika, you have some questions for us, right? So we're just going to dive right in.
Yeah.
So let's do this.
Okay, question 1. If he shows up late to your first date because...
No. What? Late? That's it? No.
Scared me.
Sorry. You're not supposed to hesitate. Do you want to hear more about why he's late? Are you giving him grace?
Context, grace. Yes. What was the reason?
First date, no.
Okay, because his barber took too long.
Oh, heck
Are
no.
you cutting him some slack or cutting him loose?
Girl, why? Wow. Ugh. Listen.
Okay, well, see,
Okay,
I asked for context.
Okay, honestly, if he was late because of something that was really bad, I reverse it, but no.
I reverse
This is the first time we're meeting. No.
So
Get your act together. You need to figure it out before anything happens.
Again,
Pre-plan.
and see, for me, I'm like, well, wait a second. You know, how late is late? Are we talking a minute here, or are we talking
How
an
late
hour?
are you when you're late for practice? If you're not 5 minutes early, you're late.
Oh gosh. See, and this is why I have more grace for this question, because I am a late individual. And so if I'm a few minutes behind, I can't expect if someone does that to me, I'm like, you know what? It's okay. A few minutes I can understand. Now, however, if we're talking an hour, okay, now we got a problem, right?
Okay, well,
So
I promise.
you were just quick with it. My gosh. Okay,
I know what I want.
Okay. Question 2. If he's shorter than you in heels, is that a deal breaker? Or are you fine with leaning down for kisses?
He's shorter than me in heels.
Yes.
Listen, I'll tell you why, Pop. I'm short. So if you're... I need to have tall babies. They need to be playing sports.
Listen,
so
I am confident enough in my genetics and my athletic ability that old me would have popped the balloon as soon as you did.
Okay, I love it. Yeah.
New me, my future husband might be a short king.
That's okay.
And if so, I'm not mad at that.
Okay.
Because the context is in heels. Listen, okay, I'm in heels
But you are,
today,
how tall are
but
you?
I'm 5'10".
Exactly, I'm 5'5".
You know you're not.
I'm 5'5" and a half.
No, you are not.
5'5" and
Okay,
three
this is gonna
quarters.
be a whole nother-
I don't even hit the 5'6" mark.
Shannon
Ask my
Adele
doctor.
Bartley, stop
Ask my
it.
doctor.
You are not 5'5". Anyway,
I look like I'm tall. My arm span is, my hands are, everything's massive except
this-
my height.
okay, she's not 5'5", but okay. Anyway,
I'm 5'5" and 3/4.
so the point is, if a guy is shorter than me with my heels on, which let's be honest,
It
I
might
don't even wear
happen.
heels as often as
Yeah.
I did when I was like, let's say in my 20s.
Okay.
That's fine because
Yeah.
I'm in my flats most of the time.
Yeah.
Because you're right. Yes, as a tall girl, I absolutely used to think that was like a big,
must, yeah.
must. But
I like that.
I'm willing
Okay.
to-
Okay.
that's fine.
Shorties out there, you got a chance?
Okay, I didn't say. Look, now you. Oh my god.
Okay.
Next question.
Question 3. He plays video games on his lunch break.
That's
Yeah.
an addiction.
Not even that,
Dude,
bro.
eat your lunch. Talk to
listen.
me on your lunch break.
I'm all for hobbies and everything, but again, at my age, I highly. How do I say this? I don't want someone who is still super obsessive video game stage.
Yeah.
I get it. A lot of men go through it, but I'm more like, listen, do we have the console at home? Sure, absolutely. Are you playing it every single lunch break? Then there's a problem.
I agree.
Yeah.
I ain't got time for that.
Okay, next question. He travels for his job.
Oh, I don't mind because then I can come with him. Or I can get some free time to myself.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm fine with
I'm
that.
not popping the balloon.
Yeah, no.
Question 5. If his idea of fine dining is splitting the check at Red Lobster, you're saying ciao. Okay.
These girls are split. Red Lobster. I love me Red Lobster.
Okay, but let me, again,
It's a first date, right?
no, well,
Oh.
it said
Oh, it's
fine.
just-
His idea of fine dining is Red Lobster.
No.
Don't get me wrong. I am not too proud for some of those cheddar biscuits. However,
I'll take some to home. I'm taking some home.
however, baby, if that is the cream of the crop,
Yeah, no. Listen, yeah, no.
and that's coming from two women, like, because we're very, what's the word?
Low no,
I mean,
we're not super bougie.
exactly, but that's what I'm saying. If Red Lobster is the cream of the crop, baby.
Fine dining.
God bless you.
Question 6. If he doesn't own one pair of Jordans, is that a no-go?
Sorry.
Okay, sneakerhead over here thinks it's a problem. I personally do not care, but
I can't. Like, me and my children can have better shoes than my man.
I mean, he can have other.
Listen, I'll buy them for him, but like he at least has to have like one nice pair that he's taking care of and invested in. That's all. It's just important. I know it's so
It's not
superficial.
important. I don't care. As long as he has his own nice sense of style, I'm cool.
I'm happy for you. The joke is, Paul doesn't even care about shoes, but like I bought him all his nice shoes. He didn't.
There you go.
He did have one pair though, clearly, or else we wouldn't be here today.
Question 7. How would you feel if he calls his mom every day and she still does his laundry?
Girl, that's laundry for me. I love that. I love a close mom-son relationship.
This is like the pin is.
Well, what's wrong with the laundry? So my brother and my mom had a very close relationship, and I thought it was beautiful. And did she do his laundry? Maybe sometimes, but I'm thinking like when Neo gets older.
I was about to say this is her being a boy mom coming through right now. Okay.
But also, if you're gonna do my, let's just say, husband's laundry or my boyfriend's, like less things for me to do. But then he doesn't know how to do it though. I don't know.
I'm just saying, as long as there are healthy boundaries.
Healthy boundaries, yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say to that.
But I love when a son is close to their.
Absolutely,
I love that.
That part. No, that's fine. But again, as long as there's healthy boundaries, I guess I'll leave it at that.
Can she do my laundry too, though?
I mean, then it's great,
right? Anyways, yeah. I think, yeah.
Question 8. Would you date a guy who says, I love kids, but only other people's?
Oh. Ow, that hurt.
I love kids, but only other people's. So he's not trying to have his own?
No.
Or, well then, yeah, obviously. No.
Yeah, no.
Well, because
I mean,
here's the thing. I've thought, and I think that maybe perhaps women who are in a similar boat as me, and they have kids already, you have to be willing and open that you could be dating someone who has their own, right? And you're going into maybe a potential blended family situation, or they may not have kids. And so if they don't have kids,
wait, then they're saying that they would, in your situation, they're saying that they actually don't want more, but they will love yours. No? Because they're saying, yeah, because she's saying, I love kids, but they're not mine. So this person's saying, I don't want to have my own, but I'm going to love yours.
I mean, okay, well then that's great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So why did we pop? Maybe we should have kept those.
I'm confused.
Okay, I take that back.
I mean, I'm because we're going the stance that I already have mine, you already have yours. We're meeting someone new. Whether we're gonna have more together or just
see, I didn't. That's not how I read it or listened to it.
So
I took it as
how can we
I like kids, but only if I can essentially hand them back. So I'll babysit them, I'll look after them, but I'm not trying to have my own.
How about this?
That's why I popped the balloon.
He has 5 kids of his own.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
What's the number? Like 4? 3? What's like? Is it the amount of?
Okay, sir. I need context,
sir.
I need to know
how many.
I need details.
Yeah, how many?
There's a lot that would require some follow-up questions.
But 5 is like you're not trying to have a whole basketball team in a sub,
right? Regardless, with the potential for more.
Yeah. But maybe if it's 1.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I blended family. Yeah, I love that.
1,000% open to a blended family.
I would be too.
Yeah.
Okay, question 9.
I am.
If he smells and looks better than you, are you staying or are you heading for the door?
Yo.
Why? I'm not popping.
No, me neither.
I would hope your hygiene is up to par.
Listen, when I met Paul, like the way yeah, because like when I met him, he was just like another level of good looking, and like it was just crazy like how all the attention shifted to him in our relationship. We'd be on vacations and literally everybody was just like stopping and
You're like, what am I?
I'm like,
chopped liver?
Exactly. Because my last relationship, I was the
You both are the prize in this marriage.
Well, yes, thank you very much. So I'm not popping because I like that.
Yeah. You said he smells good and looks better than you. Looks better than me. According to who?
So like, I mean, maybe just how he puts himself together, like dresses.
You know what? Listen, I understand like this line of thought. Basically, because some women don't like or don't want to date and be with a pretty man.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I'm okay
there's
with
like
it.
there's that border.
Yeah.
There's like that line to tread. Like, yes, of course, like you want someone confident, but then sometimes almost if it's too, like maybe.
I feel like you could like Paul. I would say he's like confident, but he's not cocky. So it's like, you know, he doesn't ever want to be told he's good looking. So like when people stare at him, they're like, "What are you looking at?"
And then that part is attracted to you.
Yeah, exactly. So
no, but we're not popping our bubbles.
no.
Our balloon.
We want our man to look good.
Yeah.
Smell good.
Question 10. If he says he is spiritual but not religious, and his main altar is a shelf of crystals.
You didn't hear that? Yo! I was waiting because I was like, okay, the spiritual thing, you know, religious, you know, you could be.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah,
a shelf of what?
Yeah, there
a
ain't
shelf
no shelf.
of no,
Sir, no.
You and Mercury Gatorade.
Where's your Bible? Where's the shelf with the Bible? Oh my gosh, I really need to be careful right now. Where's our sponsorship? Can you pass me a balloon? Is there?
Oh, here.
Too many balloons.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what's
Okay.
Yeah, no. That I'm sorry.
No. Oh my gosh.
Listen, we both know how important our faith is.
And it's important to us.
Yeah,
Period.
exactly.
We have no time to be playing.
Did you clock that you said Mercury Gatorade? That's so
What is it
funny.
called?
You know what I'm talking
What
about.
is it
I
called?
don't know.
Retrograde.
Retrograde.
Whatever.
Yo, Gatorade's
Next question.
Gatorade is about to snatch that name and make millions. Thank
Okay.
you, Gatorade,
Question
for giving us our
11.
check.
He would rather cook a meal together on a Saturday instead of ordering in.
Oh, I love that.
That's a green flag.
That is just, come on.
That's a green flag.
Come on.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 12.
Okay.
He gets a mani and pedi every month.
With me, I like that.
I'm not mad at
I don't
that.
need crusty ankles and feet touching me.
Listen, if he takes his socks off and it's snowing and we're indoors. See, so I would much rather you take the time.
Yeah.
Once a month, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Once a month.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. He sends you 3 minutes voice notes instead of texting.
Oh, you know I love that.
That's another green flag. Why not? We like to talk.
We like to talk. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
the voice notes.
If he plays golf and plays every weekend with the boys.
Shoot, I play golf every
exactly.
weekend with the girls. So
We just gotta find the babysitter.
yeah, no,
I
that's
love
great.
that.
Yeah, because then that just means we have something in common. Like,
Yeah,
that's
or you
that's
either
a mutual hobby.
exactly.
we
You
can share.
play together, or you can play separately,
Separate.
and no one's gonna be mad.
Yes.
no one is gonna be
Exactly.
mad or upset.
I wouldn't be upset. Yeah,
I wouldn't. I would no at all. I think it's important for men to have a hobby that's healthy. You know. And as long as we have
both partners in the relationship should have their
a
own
hobby,
thing. Yeah.
and then we take turns going to do them. But because it's golf, I feel like someone would just need to watch our kids. Or
Actually, that's a great. No, that's a great
weekend.
point. So, for instance, like
one weekend, you get the week 1, he gets week 2, you guys get week 3 together. Week 4 is like, I don't know, because he likes to go but he might have to compromise a little bit.
is that how you feel with airsoft?
Airsoft and well, at first, no. I think with so airsoft is like a huge hobby of Paul's, and it's a thing that.
Yeah.
It's a hobby and it takes up a lot of time
Yeah.
and money but I think because when he was doing it, I wasn't able to do anything because of the ages of our kids.
Yeah, true.
So I was irritated, upset. But then he would find, so we don't have a big village, but when he could, he would ask his family to support me during that time. And I appreciated that because he arranged the kids to not be with me.
Yeah.
Which was huge.
So then you can still get your quiet.
But now I can go plan my own stuff. And he has this thing, I have my thing, and it's nice. It's really good.
Nice.
But it's not nice when it's always the same. The mom usually, I'm just going to say that, in most cases at home with the kids.
Well, I mean, in this example of using the word, like the sport of golf, it's because let's be honest, golf takes way longer, right?
Way longer.
Playing 18 holes, like you could be gone for upwards from like 4 to 7 hours.
Yeah.
And therein lies the problem, right?
Yeah.
So if the other person, if their hobby, is going to a yoga class or going to a Pilates class, and that only takes an hour, right? Like it's a bit unbalanced, which I totally understand. But that's why I would love good that. Thing I like golf.
Question 15. If he likes to take a day to discuss an argument, is that an immediate deal breaker?
So here, let me explain why. I'm not opposed to taking time separate and then, coming back and discussing it. But it's just like the context, as long as there's no stonewalling and not like,
ignoring or silent treatment.
Yes. So that's why I popped it.
I'm half and half. I think I'd rather not talk to them or the person who's upset in the heat of the moment and not communicate properly. But then again, waiting a whole day is a long time because then you might not address it. So I'm like...
I'm half
and half. I'm not going to pop it just to save the balloon, but...
I know we're running out of balloons.
It's okay. This is the last question. Okay. Would you date someone who refers to his ex as crazy every other sentence?
Oh, I missed it. But pop it for me.
Yeah.
No, sir.
There's always 3 sides to a story.
Yes. Yours, hers, and the truth.
Exactly. So
no, absolutely. Sir, why did she get crazy? Or what?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, there has to be some, because it's one thing to, share your story, and we all have a past. We all have exes and whatnot. But if the person's constantly only portraying them as the cray-cray one and they're innocent.
Yeah, no.
Nah.
No. So, because when stuff goes wrong with you two and he's, saying your name and the word crazy out there in this world, like, I don't know.
So, okay, that wraps it up for our edition.
That was
Thanks,
fun.
Malika.
I wonder if we walked into the room and there was every person was lined up with a balloon. How many? It's just that game is kind of
how many would pop their
but it's all based off of first off of looks, and then the person starts sharing what they're about, and then people just start bopping. I don't know. I get anxious when I watch it because you have to be really strong in who you are, because there's like, how do you're popping a balloon based off?
Yeah, but I mean, in my opinion though, I think it's more geared towards popping and creating views as opposed right. Like in reality, would I ever consider that I would find the love of my life on a show like that? No. No.
Yeah.
That's why Jesus has to send my husband meet me at a grocery store.
Yeah. You never know where, but that was fun.
There you go. That about does it. And I think we are right on time.
Look at it. I love this.
Okay, so that ends the third quarter of the show. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will wrap things up
with some dating tips from the
non-experts. Stay with us. Welcome back to the fourth quarter here at Mama and Her. We have been talking all things dating, love, finding the one, and popping red balloons and our non-negotiables and all that good stuff. But as we wrap up today's episode, we want to leave you with some, I guess, fast dating tips or nuggets of advice, if you will, from us as non-experts. Because clearly I'm participating in this in real time. Well, at least I'm beginning to be open to.
Exactly.
So we'll start with you, Shan, since you're the married one of almost 10 years.
21.
No, together. Okay, sorry.
21 together.
Yeah.
11 married. But I listen, when I tell you, I'm not discounting those 10 years before.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, because we stayed together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, listen, I am a true believer in when it's time, God will present you with your man. So what I did after I broke up with that relationship that I thought was going to be the one, and it wasn't, I wrote a letter to my future husband. Someone told me to do this, and I literally basically described to him in the letter what I loved about him, what I appreciated about him. I went from like the physical, like what I liked about physically about him, to emotionally, to spiritually. Everything I listed was basically what I wanted in my future husband. And I put it in my journal. Like, it was a real letter to my future husband. It was beautiful. When I tell you, I met Paul a couple months later, and I was not expecting to meet someone that would be my husband. I did. And I am a true believer in thoughts become things, manifestation, but through like prayer and, just believing that you are deserving of a loving person, like the person of your dreams. So when, like I said, exceeded my expectations for many reasons. So number one, write out what your ideal person would be, husband would be, and be honest, like from outrageous things to the small things, like whatever it may.
There's no detail too small, especially when God's listening.
No.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I see now that people are so distracted. I say look up. Like whenever you're in a situation where you're around people, you're being social, look up. Don't be on your phone. Make eye contact with people. Even if it's not the person you think you're going to talk to, they might know someone who'd be perfect for you. So talk to strangers. I love talking to strangers. Oh my gosh. To the point where it sometimes gets awkward because I'm like, I don't want to give off the wrong signals, but I just love people. So look up from your phone when you're in a situation where there's people around, or even just wherever. Stop being distracted.
Okay.
And then I think it's just be open to meeting someone anywhere. If it's an app, if that's what you feel like you want to try it out. You just never know. This is one of my favorite sayings. Anything can happen in a day. You can meet your future husband. You can get pregnant.
Ooh.
You can
to the future husband.
Yeah. You could literally, your life you could die.
Yeah.
And anything, you could get that email that changes your life, or you win that lottery, or you whatever it is. Anything can happen today, and that's including who you can meet. So those are my tips.
I almost feel like you're Kevin Garnett.
What?
KG, like anything is possible. You know that? Right?
Yeah.
You won the championship. Yeah. Okay, those are some good tips.
Thank you.
You know what? Honestly, I wrote down, I don't, because I'm still figuring this out my dang self. No, okay. In all seriousness, I think based off of everything that I have experienced and gone through, my small nugget of advice, or with what I have learned simply right now, take your time.
Take your time.
Take your time. The idea that we have to rush or jump into something, whether, what'd you say?
The slow burn.
Hey,
Everything.
There's nothing wrong with a slow burn, but just in general, like if you are listening to this and there's a lot of things today that, in this episode you relate to, if you're someone who maybe you're not in the exact same boat as me, but maybe you're in a similar boat, right? Like, there is no rush. So yeah, just take your time, pray on it, pray on a lot of things. I think even for me, when I am open to it, one thing that I want to be mindful of is to, pray for discernment, pray for the other person, pray that I stay rooted in what matters to me and I don't get distracted over things that may have once distracted me when I was, younger and maybe more naive. So I would just say overall, take your time, girl.
Also, wait, if you're if you're married, let's just say a reminder, and we have to do this because we do a horrible job. date your husband.
Absolutely. Yes. Date your
Go
husband.
on dates.
And
once
date your
once
date your
a
wife.
month. I feel like whatever. Date your husband.
Okay,
or your
so
person.
we got 2 minutes left in the
Okay.
show, and I would be remiss if we did not celebrate my other half of Mama and Her, because your girl is turning 44, and we had to honor Shan. You think we were not? The girl celebrates her half birthday. You don't think we were going to celebrate your full birthday? Happy birthday, Shan.
Oh, you guys are so sweet.
Let's bring this over.
Totally thrown off. Oh my goodness, that's such a cute cake.
I am going to say how much I love you, how much I appreciate you, how much you are my sister, and how this, Mama and Her, would not be possible if you weren't involved. And, you know, you've poured so much into this, and you should be proud. You are an amazing, amazing mother and wife and friend and mentor, and the world is better because you are in it. So I love you. Happy birthday. And may 44 be the best year yet. So, amen.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Ready?
Yes, ready. Oh, wait, no.
What?
We have to sing.
Oh.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shannon. Happy birthday to you. Yay! And on that note, we're gonna wrap things up right here. Because there you go. There's the buzzer. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode. We hope you laughed, learned a little thing or two. Again, Mama and Her is the place where motherhood, faith, and community meet. And by the way, in case you didn't know, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about our cute little sweaters we got on. So again, big shout out to my cousin Ruby for these, and Mama and Her merch dropping soon.
Should we?
Dun, dun, dun. Stay tuned. But on behalf of Shannon and I, we love you and we thank you for rocking with us, and we will see you next time. Bye.